dust on my boots, echo of a holler, a howl that roots, sliding on a fretboard, the blues done spoke, 808's rumble, the levee broke, rusty rail, these tales don't fail, banjo strum, hearts derail, gospel choirs, they wail and wail, rusty rails, these tales prevail. Moonlight bend, where the cornfields creep, the devil's in the pine, with Spurs run deep, fingers on the banjo, prayers on my lips, a shotgun melody, the beat don't slip, falling, calling, echoes wide, the spirit hums, the soul collide, rusty rail, these tales don't fail, banjo strum, hearts derail, gospel choirs, they wail and wail, rusty rails, these tales prevail. A holler's hymn through the canyon's throat, lo-fi dreams, truth's last note, vibrato cracks where the heartstrings choke, raspy breath, life's thin cloak. Wow. Dust on my boots, been walking this land. Rivers run dry where the soil can't stand. Heartbreaks a fiddle, strings cut my hand. Dust on my boots, yeah, dust on my dreams. Ain't no clear water, just whiskey streams. The choir keeps humming, the banjo scream. Oh, oh. Barn doors creak, they talk when it's still. Cows in the pasture, shadows on the hill. Moonlight's a gold, silver knife to the wheel. I pray, but the wind don't hear. Voices fade, but the pain stays near. Dust on my boots, yeah, dust on my dreams. Ain't no clear water, just whiskey streams. The choir keeps humming, the banjo scream. Echoes in the canyon, they roll and they cry. 808's thumping like a heart behind. Footprints sunk in the mud, heart heavy like a stone. Whiskey breath cuts the cold, but I'm still out here alone. Hand dog howling, echoes to the bone. This land's got a memory, it don't ever leave me alone. Dirt roads and diamonds, buried in the pain. Chasing after shadows, running from the rain. Angels in the hollow, singing sweet refrain. Dirt roads and diamonds, shining through the strain. Sunrise bleeding orange, the fields just sigh and sway. Broken fence posts leaning where the past still lays. Truck tires spinning, kicking dust that won't decay. Every mile I travel, the ghosts just wanna stay. Prayers on my lips, gravel in my veins. Baspel in the wind, trying to break these chains. Dirt roads and diamonds, buried in the pain. Chasing after shadows, running from the rain. Angels in the hollow, singing sweet refrain. Dirt roads and diamonds, shining through the strain. Granddaddy's rifle hangs above the mantle. Mama's Bible worn, pages lit like candles. Echoes in the church, choir stomps the gravel. This land's got a grip on me, too strong to handle. Dirt roads and diamonds, buried in the pain. Chasing after shadows, running from the rain. Angels in the hollow, singing sweet refrain. Dirt roads and diamonds, shining through the strain.
Gravel roads whisper secrets to the moon. Whiskey in my veins, humming out of tune. Lost my name in a bar fight at noon, but the scars spell truth, raw like a wooden spoon. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands. Echoes of the choir from a promised land. Heartbeats tangled in a gospel strand. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands. Shadows stretch, long cotton fields cry. Banjo strings, well ghosts ride in the sky. 808 thunder, shaking roots nearby. The hollow's got a rhythm and the devil's shy. Every mile I take, it breaks, it heals. Every chord I strum, it hums, it feels. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands. Echoes of the choir from a promised land. Heartbeats tangled in a gospel strand. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands. Slide guitar cuts like a razor thin. Low lo-fi static where my sins begin. The choir sings sweet like honey and gin. I'm a sinner on repeat, but the Lord lets me in. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands, echoes of the choir from a promised land. Heartbeats tangled in a gospel strand. Dust on my boots, dreams in my hands. Slide guitar cuts like a razor thin. Lo-fi static where my sins begin. The choir sings sweet like honey and gin. I'm a sinner on repeat, but the Lord lets me in.
Rust in my boots, got a crack in my soul. Whiskey rivers ran dry, left a hole. Prayers in the wind, scatter like seeds. A tumbleweed heart chasing old-time needs. Moonshine mirrors, reflections break. Dirt road echoes the choices I made. Rust in my boots, can't shake the stain. Every step I take, I feel the pain. A choir of angels singing my blues. Heaven or hell, gotta choose. Barn doors creak, secrets they hold. Stories in the timber, warped and old. Crows on the fence, preaching my sin. A gospel of gravel, where do I begin? Steel strings cry, truth in the bend. A highway to nowhere, it don't ever end. Rust in my boots, can't shake the stain. Every step I take, I feel the pain. A choir of angels singing my blues. Heaven or hell, gotta choose. Steel strings cry, truth in the bend. A highway to nowhere, it don't ever end. Rust in my boots, can't shake the stain. Every step I take, I feel the pain. A choir of angels singing my blues. Heaven or hell, gotta choose. I gotta choose.
Boot heel sinking where the mud runs deep. Dusty old barn where the ghosts don't sleep. Creek water whispers like it knows my name. Whiskey in my veins can't drown the blame. Wolves howl distant but it cuts up close. Revival in the dirt, where the wild hearts go. Hallelujah echoes through the pines that grow. Banjo strings screaming, tearing through the night. 808 thunder shaking up the fight. Dirt road revival, that's my soul survival. Rust on the Chevy paint flaked to bone. Humming sad hymns to a dial tone. Grandma's cross swinging from the rear view glass. Memories fade but the scars still last. Moonlight breaks on a shotgun ridge. I'm stuck between the bottle and the bridge. Outlaw prayers on a midnight breeze. The devil's laughing but I'm hard to please. Revival in the dirt, where the wild hearts go. Hallelujah echoes through the pines that grow. Banjo strings screaming, tearing through the night. 808 thunder shaking up the fight. Dirt road revival, that's my soul survival. Boots worn thin, dirt clings to my name. Horizon's red, but I'm chasing the flame. Whiskey on my breath, sin on my sleeve. Every prayer I mutter, I barely believe. Chain link fences, scars on my hands. Each crack in my voice tells where I've been standing. They call me lost, call me broken, but the earth's where my truth's been spoken.
Got rust on my halo, dirt on my crown. Been climbing uphill, still slipping down.
Angels hum soft through the thunder roll. Even devils know the weight of a soul. Hound house, low moon hangs in the dust. My shadow's my partner, my compass is rust. Sweat stains the soil, dreams fill the cracks, but hope's a sly fox and it don't look back. Stones in my pocket, fire in my throat. Every mile I walk feels carved in a note. Call me sinner, call me saint, ain't one or the other, just what I am. Got rust on my halo, dirt on my crown. Been climbing uphill, still slipping down. Angels hum
Red clay's a tattoo. Wind's gotta howl, whispering bad news. Hollow bottle rolls, the sound cuts through. This ain't the life I chose, but it chose me too. Whiskey in my veins, fire in my soul. The devil's at my heels, but I won't let him take control. I've got a prayer on my lips, but it's tangled in pain. Lord, I'm a sinner with whiskey in my veins. Banjo's crying, strings hum like a hymn. 808 stomps, heartbeats on the brim. Stars keep watching, sky's a tattered brim. The gospel choir moans, drowning out my sins. Highway's a sermon, every mile's a verse. Hope's a fickle friend, and this life's a curse. Whiskey in my veins, fire in my soul. The devil's at my heels, but I won't let him take control. I've got a prayer on my lips, but it's tangled in pain. Lord, I'm a sinner with whiskey in my veins. Like a widow at dawn, gravel in my voice where my strength is drawn. A hymn for the lost, a psalm for the damned, each note a confession, a cross in my head. A prayer on my lips, but it's tangled in pain. Lord, I'm a sinner with whiskey in my veins. Whiskey in my veins. Whiskey in my veins. Whiskey in my veins. Whiskey in my veins.
Dusty boots, trails long and winding. Heart heavy, but the gold's worth finding. Moonshine whisper, shadows confide. Chasing dreams where the coyotes hide. Whiskey roads where the soul unfolds. 808 thump while the gospel holds. Sing it loud, let the heavens know. Down these whiskey roads we go.
Banjo strings hum, broken prayers in tune. Slide guitar wails to the lonesome moon. Hollowed barn
fork in the road tells a story, lost and found in the glory.
Whiskey roads where the soul unfolds, 808s thump while the gospel holds. Sing it loud, let the heavens know, down these whiskey roads we go. Barbed wire fences, dreams caught in rust, faith and fire built from dirt and dust. Gospel choirs rise, their voices soar, country trap beats knock at heaven's door. Mud on my tires and a hole in my heart, pickup rattles falling apart, whiskey on the dashboard, prayers in the air. Ghost of my granddaddy sitting right there. Church bells ring but the devil won't wait, broke down dreams on a rusted out plate. Dust on my boots, dirt in my soul, chasing a truth I can't control. Winds howl low, but the choir sings high. Dust on my boots, but I'm touching the sky. Crows on the fence, shadows in the barn, life's a poker game and I'm losing the cards. Mama's old Bible, pages worn thin. Read me a song about redemption within. Storm clouds roll but the fire don't die, a million lost souls hitching rides in the sky. Dust on my boots, dirt in my soul, chasing a truth I can't control. Winds howl low, but the choir sings high. Dust on my boots, but I'm touching the sky. Crows on the fence, shadows in the barn, life's a poker game and I'm losing the cards. Mama's old Bible, pages worn thin. Read me a song about redemption within. Storm clouds roll, but the fire don't die. A million lost souls hitching rides in the sky. Dust on my boots, dirt in my soul, chasing a truth I can't control. Winds howl low, but the choir sings high. Dust on my boots, but I'm touching the sky.
a truck bed, moonshine in the jar. Boot prints in the mud, they've been wandering far. Pine trees hum low, whispering my scars. Echoes of my kin singing under the stars. Backroads and thump, heartbeats in the hills. A choir of ghosts where the night air chills. 808 thumping, banjo keep still. Backroads anthem, it always will. The porch swing, shotgun on the rail. Tobacco stained hands tell a weathered tale. Hounds in the holler howl like a gale. Memories linger dusty as a mail. Red clay dreams, they pull me back. Gravel kicks up, leave a smoky track. It always will. Red clay dreams, they pull me back. Gravel kicks up, leave a smoky track. Backroads and thump, heartbeats in the hills. A choir of ghosts where the night air chills. Banjo keep still, backroads anthem, it always will. Slide guitar cries like a long lost friend. Gospel choir lifts where the broken mend. Raspy truths they cut and they bend. Backroads carry me. Slide guitar cries like a long lost friend. Gospel choir lifts where the broken mend. Raspy truths they cut and they bend. Backroads carry me until the end. Dust on my boots, heart heavy as lead. Moonshine whispers, voices in my head. Chasing ghosts down a whiskey road. Past barns leaning where the river once flowed. Oh, whiskey roads, they don't run straight. Hitchhike my pain, it's thumbing a ride. Sunset's bleeding, nowhere to hide. cuts to the bone. 808 heartbeat, I'm never alone. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Low and slow, lost and found on these whiskey roads. Oh, whiskey roads, they don't run straight. Crooked paths through a broken state. Hallelujah, the choir hums low. I'm finding my soul on these whiskey roads. Slide guitar bends, tears in the strings, echo of sorrow, a gospel it sings. Gravel and dirt, a choir of the land. Faith and the devil go hand in hand. Oh, whiskey roads, they don't run straight. Crooked paths through a broken state. Hallelujah, the choir hums low. I'm finding my soul on these whiskey roads. Whiskey roads. Slide guitar bends, tears in the strings, echo of sorrow, a gospel it sings. Gravel and dirt, a choir of the land. Faith and the devil go hand in hand.
Dust on my boots, heart heavy with stone. Moonlight dripping through the pines, I'm alone. Creek runs red, whispers past the ridge. Whiskey on my breath, sins too big to bridge. Rust and reverie is all I ever see. A broken man singing neath a broken tree. Heaven's gates feel miles away from me. Rust and reverie, Lord set me free.
Dreams of better days, but they don't show. Mama's prayers hang heavy in the air, but the devil's got my shadow and he don't care.
Running through fields of sorrow, trying to outrun tomorrow. Rust and reverie is all I ever see. A broken man singing neath a broken tree. Heaven's gates feel miles away from me. Rust and reverie, Lord set me free. Gospel choir calling, voices crack and climb, echoes through the canyon, bending space
Steel strings cry, twang bends in the air. 808s thump like a preacher in despair. Hands raised high, gospel in the night. Banjos strike fire, set the dark alight. Mud-soaked jeans cry, twang bends in the air. 808s thump like a preacher in despair. Hands raised high, gospel in the night. Banjos strike fire, set the dark alight. Dust on my boots, prayers in the wind. Chasing salvation, where do I begin? Singing hallelujah, quiet deep within. Dust on my boots, but I ain't giving in. But I ain't giving in. Boot prints on the floor, red clay in my veins. Moonshine whispers, calling my name. Mama's prayers hang heavy on the breeze. Tattered Bible pages, sermons in the trees. Sins await, can't outrun the stains. Whiskey's my confession, and the devil's got reins. Broken strings on a banjo hymn, echoes of regret, they're crawling in. Dust on my halo, cracks in my crown. Every saint I meet got a sinner's sound. I'm a wanderer, lost, but I'm found. Dust on my halo, still heaven bound. Steel strings wail like a coyote cry. Cigarette smoke painting scars in the sky. Barn doors creak with secrets they keep. Rusty chains rattle where the shadows sleep. Outlaw heart beating out of time. The church bells ring, but they ain't for mine. Dust on my halo, cracks in my crown. Every saint I meet got a sinner's sound. I'm a wanderer, lost, but I'm found. Dust on my halo, still heaven bound. Can't wash the mud with the river run dry. Can't see the stars with the city slick sky. Holler in my chest, echoes of pain, but mercy falls soft like an autumn rain. Can't wash the mud with a river run dry. Can't see the stars with the city slick sky. Holler in my chest, echoes of pain, but mercy falls soft like an autumn rain.
Mud on the tires, gravel in my veins, heart full of storms, can't outrun the rain. Whiskey whispers secrets, cut through the night. Crows on the fence post, shadows take flight. Got a hymn in my chest, a curse on my tongue, a fire that won't die. Oh, the devil's begun. Dust on my boots, but I'm still standing, praying to the sky, though the ground's demanding. Chains on my soul, but I keep on moving. Every scar I wear just proves I'm proving. Hound dogs howling, moon hung low, past creeps closer with each echo. Rust on the barn, but it still holds strong. Just like my heart, it beats wrong, but it's long. The choir hums low, redemption feels far, but I'm reaching for heaven with a fistful of scars. Dust on my boots, but I'm still standing, praying to the sky, though the ground's demanding. Chains on my soul, but I keep on moving. Every scar I wear just proves I'm proving. Dust on the dashboard, cracked leather seats, moonlight chasing these dirt road beats. Whiskey in my veins, fire in my chest, chasing ghosts of a life I ain't laid to rest. Echoes in the rearview, shadows in the glass. Every mile I take, haunted by the past. Dust on the dashboard, dreams in the rear tires. Hum a prayer only God can hear. Banjos wailing, the choir joins in. 808 heartbeat, redemption begins.
Hound dog howling at a blood red moon. Broken watch ticking, it's a lonesome tune. A love note folded in the glove box tight. Memories of her still burning tonight. Cigarette smoke curls like a ghost through the air. A voice in my head says, boy, don't you dare.
But I'm racing the wind, I'm rolling the dice, trading my sorrow for a piece of the night. Dust on the